feels so nice to be sitting down and doing this again. I haven't done all of this in so long, mainly because life has been crazy, so I'm gonna get to that in a little bit, but I have made it my personal mission, my personal goal. I hear so much great feedback of people who love this podcast, who love watching the videos, who really appreciate this kind of content, so I'm gonna keep it up. I'm gonna be consistent next year. I'm gonna get it together. I feel like I owe you a little bit of background on my hiatus about who I am. So if this is your first time seeing me on your screen, hearing my voice, whatever it may be, if this is your first time experiencing Jade and Liz, I will give you some background. This is a perfect place to start. There's no lesson being taught in this episode, but I think there's little gems hidden here and there because of the nature of what I'm sharing. It's like my personal experiences, things that I've been going through that I know other people are going through too. If you've been keeping up with me for quite some time, you know that I have been in a relationship for the past 7 years, and this year I did get engaged. Here is the ring. And we do have a date. We are going to get married in June of 2026, which is quite a while away, but I like it that way. It was a very intentional and strategic decision to do it that way because I don't know if you know this, but wedding planning is one, expensive, and two, a pain in the ass. Like, in the best way possible. I'm a planner. I'm very type A minus, but at the same time, it's just so many logistics and steps. You have engagement party, engagement photos, pick your bridesmaids, bachelorette party, bridal shower, groom's trip. What do they call that? Bachelor trip. You have the actual wedding itself. You have to plan and prepare for marriage. And then on top of that, my fiance is Muslim, so we did have a ceremony back in October, which was really special. It was a great time. We have already committed ourselves in that way, but also at the same time, we're still planning like the traditional wedding. So there's just a lot of different elements, and we wanted to really take our time. And I myself want a curated vision, so I've been working through that and trying to figure all of that out. I will say, like, it just feels like immediate pressure. Like, as soon as you get engaged, it's like, okay, when's the date? Like, I literally have people asking me the next day, when is the date? What do you mean, girl? Like, what do you mean, when's the date? You tell me. Like, there's just a lot of different things that come with the stress of planning a wedding that I guess I didn't realize until now. Like, picking a venue, it's like seeing the price tag on all of these things that I'm like, and it just didn't really click until now. But yeah, that's been a very exciting chapter of my life that I have stepped into. It has taken a lot of my brain power. It's exciting. Like, I am very excited. I think there's a lot of negative connotation that comes with wedding planning. Like, people always expect you to complain and like be upset about it. And as of right now, my 2024, end of 2024 self is not too overwhelmed with it, but I know it's coming eventually, and I'm trying to bask in the enjoyment for as much as I can because I genuinely want to enjoy this process. Like, I'm trying to have a good time. The downside of being a bride, this bridal era, planning a wedding, being engaged, all of this stuff, is that people just have a ton of expectations of you. You have family members asking you why you're making certain decisions. You feel like you have to include everyone in everything. And like, for me, I'm a people pleaser, so it's really hard for me to be in a situation where I have to narrow down a list to certain people, or I'm making a decision that I know is great for me and my fiance, but maybe isn't for the broader group, but it's what we want to do because it's our wedding. So it's like really having to, as a people pleaser, step into being selfish, which is, I mean, like, I'm an only child. Like, I'm an only child. I'm a Leo. I get it. I know how to be, like, when I want to be selfish, I can be. But I do have like an urge to please people all the time. And that is just not something you can do when you're planning a wedding for yourself. Granted, if you're planning a wedding and other people are chipping in and all of this other stuff is happening where you kind of almost have an obligation to follow how other people feel or think or want to do things, that's on you. But me personally, I'm going to have the wedding that I want, that my fiance wants, that we want to have to start our union together. So It's the mindset I've had to have. It's challenging. I got a journal for myself. I got a journal that is bride specific that I can go to, I can rant in, I can just like pour my feelings out in, because I just need that safe space where it's like nothing is inherently wrong. I just need to get all of these feelings out. That has been taking a lot of my time and brain power, which is very exciting. We also moved into a new apartment this fall. The lore behind this, 2024 has been a whirlwind of emotions and just crazy shit is happening. One of those things, my car got stolen. It got stolen in July from my apartment. I walked out at 4 a.m., was about to take him to the airport, and it was just gone. I was looking at the spot. I said, like almost 100% positive, my car was parked right here. And it's not there. It's gone. I don't know if this is happening across the nation or what's going on, but Hyundais are apparently very easy to steal. It is very common. Like the Kia boys, Hyundai boys, it's a thing here in Kansas City that happens often. Like I know I can name multiple people off the top of my head that have had their car stolen that's specifically a Hyundai or a Kia. My little Hyundai, she's gone. They did recover it like a week later, but whatever insurance I had was very amazing because I was already in a position where I wanted to sell my car. I was starting to think about getting a new car, wanted to take my time making the decision, but the decision was made for me. And essentially, insurance was like, if we can't find your car within a week, we will, start the process to get a check. I think my car was found literally the day after they processed the check. And so I still had the opportunity to go look at it. I decided not to because I didn't want to be disappointed. If I'm honest, I did not want to go and see the car trashed. I didn't want to go and hope that the belongings that I cared about were still in there, and they weren't. What I'm missing, honestly, more upset about the stuff I'm missing than the car. My favorite sunglasses, Nordstrom Rack. I had a thrifted brown leather jacket in there. I made this custom Chiefs hat that I made it right before the Super Bowl last year. Very cute. Was so excited to wear it this season. Yeah, didn't get to do that. My mom and I have argued over this jean jacket since I was in high school. It's one of hers from early 2000s from Old Navy. It's not this groundbreaking thing, but it's something that we both love, and we have both always traded it back and forth. She gifted it to me last year for Christmas. I don't remember why I had it in my car, but I had it in my car. It's gone forever. They were things that were valuable to me in a way that was personal, but maybe not necessarily monetary. So it just sucked. It all around sucked. I've been without a car since then. I have been sharing a car with my fiance, who is very kind enough to let me have that. But we have been in this position before because this apartment it's like the gift that kept on giving. I'm so glad to be out of there. But his car got broken into the night we moved into that apartment. The night, it literally the next morning we woke up to return the U-Haul. It's pouring rain, and he's like, wait, did you leave my light on overnight? And I was like, I swear I didn't. We get closer, his entire window is outside of the car. They tried to steal it like they did mine. They weren't able to, but it completely messed his car up. He got it back. Literally the day he got it back, someone broke into his car again at the same apartment. And it just was so frustrating. It was just, I'm so glad to be out of that apartment. So yes, new chapter, new era for us in general. I also turned 25 this year, so I'm feeling that effect in my brain for sure. I look at situations a lot more clearly. It's a really interesting shift because I just feel like my worldview is more rounded. I understand things a little bit better. And it's crazy because I look at my 22-year-old self and I'm like, I feel like I'm the same person, but I'm so much different. I would not handle situations the same as I would 22 that I do at 25. And it's so interesting. At the age that I started this podcast, I started it when I was 23. So now being in its second year and feeling like I have a more holistic view of life. I'm really excited for what that can bring to the podcast and some of the conversations and dialogue we can have with that. I've really been enjoying my new brain. It has been nice. I still do have ADHD though. Like, I'm still working through that, and I think I'm at a point where it's like, okay, we need to find solutions because I just get really hyper focused on one thing. Like, I've been hyper focused on getting my life together and making sure things are straight, which is great. Like, I do need to do that before I can come and be present and share tips and tricks on how to make your life better, because if mine's not in order, how am I going to come to you and be like, hey girl, here's what you need to do? Like, you're going to look at me like, you're not even doing that. So it was necessary time off, but I have definitely missed yapping and sharing and doing this whole thing. I'm very excited for what next year has in store. I think I've done a lot of planning. I've already sat down, done my vision board, done my goals, all of those things. And I'm really excited for next episode because I'm going to talk more about that, setting your goals, hitting the ground running from day one. I just wanted to take time to update you all on where my life has been, what has been happening this year. Like, it's been quite a year, and so I'm just really grateful for your presence. I know Spotify Wrapped came out, and some of you told me that Let's Have Breakfast was in your Spotify Wrapped, and like, that's just like so amazing. I can't believe that, especially given this year has not been the most stellar with uploads. It means a lot to me that you're here, you're listening, you're enjoying it, and I'm just so appreciative. So as this holiday season starts to come to a close, thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching, for listening, for supporting Let's Have Breakfast and me. And although this year was not my favorite, I am encouraging myself to make next year better, and you should too. If you want to continue supporting Let's Have Breakfast, please make sure to subscribe, to like, to comment, to do all of the things, and follow Let's Have Breakfast wherever you get your podcasts. We are on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, Facebook, I said that.